Let's talk about in this video how not to be lazy when you're working from home. And you might be wondering, Andrea, what do you mean by that? So, this is for the person who's getting started working from home, or you're still in the thinking stages and you're wondering, how does this person make a ton of money working from home? But I know other people who have possibly tried and they can't make any money. They left their full time job, but now they're looking for something else because they really tried the work from home thing and it didn't work. But it's also for the other person who it might be you, where you've been working from home, starting your own business for maybe 6 months now, maybe even a year, but you're just not where you thought you would be. You're not making $1,000 a week like I claim you can. You're not making, enough sales to really make this a full time thing. And that starts off with not being lazy. So, what I mean by that is not as simple as it sounds. Well, not being lazy, we all know what that means. But I mean, when you work from home, when you have your own business, you're going to be very busy. If you're not busy, something's wrong. I think back to when I started one of my businesses, my tutoring business. I was basically preparing for that business 8 hours a day when I could. And by doing so, that is what was able to help me launch a very successful tutoring company. So, what was I doing that took 8 hours? And this was before everybody had a computer in their house, mind you. So, how I would prepare today versus, 22 years ago is very different. But 22 years ago, what I'd be doing is I would be going through all of my textbooks that I knew I'd be tutoring students on, my anatomy textbook, my dental hygiene textbook, even my dental assisting textbook, because I have both. I would be going through those textbooks and summarizing everything, teaching it a different way in a Word document. And then I'd be changing the formatting to make it look a little bit prettier. But then I would also be recording myself on camera, teaching everything that I had put into the Word document. And that took time. And then once I had all of the materials together, so I summarized things, then I would upload that into my course and then teach that course. And then people could sign up for it. But again, all of that took so much time. Now, today, that would be so much easier because now I don't have to write everything out. I can talk into certain apps that does the writing for me. So I'm talking what I want to say and it does the writing for me. That saves so much time. And it's just easier to upload things these days. It's easier to kind of talk on camera and put them into a video editing software. So things are just better and easier. But if you're not willing to put in the work, you're not going to have a successful business working from home. If you're not getting enough sales, let's say you have a course or a product and you're wondering why people aren't buying from you, it's because you're not marketing properly. You're not reaching the right people, because if the right people don't know you exist, they can't buy your product. Or in a very small percentage, you might just not have a good quality course or a good quality product. As an example, if you have a mini course where you're teaching people how to sew, but there's only one 30-minute video, or maybe let's say two 30-minute videos where you're teaching people how to sew, but you're marketing it for $300, someone's not going to buy that. So you do have to know a lot about your market. You have to know about your audience, pricing accordingly, and guess what? You can learn all of those things, but it takes research, right? So when you're starting your own business, if you haven't really taken the time to do the research, and this could take a full 8 hours in itself, you haven't taken the time to develop a good quality product, you haven't taken the time to plan posts on social media, coming up with brand colors, making things look professional, all of that equals to laziness. So if you're taking the easy way out, if you're being lazy, if you're thinking you can work from home in your own business for 1 hour a day and make $1,000 a week, it's not going to happen. It could happen down the road though. Like I preach on YouTube and talk to my coaching clients all the time, is eventually you can work 2 hours a day and make the same amount of money working an 8 hour job. And again, I preach this all the time. I used to work at the dental office, make about $1,800 every 2 weeks. And that's working 8 hours every single day, sometimes even on Saturdays. But now I make a lot more than that, $1,000 a week. And some days, yes, I do have to work 8 hours because I'm uploading videos, I'm editing videos, I'm answering emails, I'm planning social media, but that's a lot more enjoyable than grinding at work 8 hours a day. And I'm making more money. But then once I make the videos, once I edit the videos, once I create the courses, once I create the products, I can sit back and it's making money for me. I get constant emails saying somebody purchased this course that I had made 2 years ago that I update once a year to make sure it's still relevant. And by updating, that might mean changing the main image on the website. It might mean adding 2 extra chapters because the content has changed. I make sure everything is still relevant every single year. I have a lot of different courses and products, but that might take me 2 hours. And guess what? That course is still selling today for $300 or $400. So I put in the work initially 8 hours a day for 2 weeks to make that course. But now I update it once a year for 2 hours and I'm still making the money. But I couldn't have had that done if I was being lazy about it. So you have to remember you're going to put in the work. It's going to take you time to create things. You're going to have courses that don't sell at all. You're going to fail, but that's okay. I've had courses that I've built that nobody purchased. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, what did I do here? But then guess what? I kind of figure out why maybe it wasn't selling. Maybe it was too expensive. Maybe it was too cheap and people didn't think, like, okay, this course is only $20, but I'm looking for a, VIP course. So I'm not going to buy this one. I'm going to buy another one. Maybe it was too cheap. So what I do is I still take the content of that course and I repurpose it. I might add it into something else and think, okay, I'm going to charge $10 more for this course because it's very normal for prices to go up in any business, any occupation. You're a hairstylist, nail technician. Everybody's prices go up every year. So why shouldn't mine? But maybe I'll kind of add these materials into another course and I'm going to add $10 onto that and then sell it as a new course. And then guess what? People purchase that. So don't be afraid to fail. But laziness plays a huge part of it. If you're planning to work 1 hour a day, making $1,000 a week right off the bat, it's not going to happen. Also, don't give up, okay? A lot of my current clients have come to me because they've been watching me on, YouTube, Instagram for a while, and they say, "Okay, I don't know if you can help me, but I've tried this work from home thing for maybe the past 6 months, maybe the past 2 years. I have a client where she's been doing this for 2 years and she's maybe selling a $17 product once a week. And she says, I can't live off of that. What am I doing wrong? And almost every time, it's one of two things. It's they're not confident in themselves, so they kind of give up too soon. But the next thing is they're being lazy. They haven't marketed that product properly. They don't even have an Instagram account to talk about the product. They haven't done any videos so people can see who's behind the product. They don't have a website where people can click to read more. Well, how can you expect to sell to anybody other than word of mouth if you don't have a website or an Instagram page or social media posts? But the good news is I can help with all of that. I can take you out of that lazy mindset and give you a step by step on what to do to get things to sell. And if you need even more help, so you don't really want to do it yourself, you just kind of want to hand over what you have, and then I fix it for you, create the website, create the Instagram, social media, create posts, email automation. I can do anything. I can do that for you too, because I'm so passionate. If you desire to work from home and have your own business and have a flexible lifestyle, you absolutely can. That's the way the world is working now, which is fantastic. But you can't be lazy. You have to give it a try and go from there. So let me know if you need any help. Definitely join me on Instagram, andrea.online.coach, and kind of look at all the videos that I have there. Binge watch all of them, kind of decide what you want from me, or just send me a message and I can help you. I can steer you in the right direction so you know what you're looking for. So you can work from home, have a flexible schedule, which is the best thing in life, honestly. Let me help you. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.